just my heart talking. Well, it's just my heart talking.
Hey, welcome back to Good Day. Men and women are not the same when it comes to a lot of things, but one of them is our hearts. But thanks to Dr. James DeLemus and his colleagues at UT Southwestern, we know much more today. You just released a long-term, large-scale study. So you feel long-term and large-scale, you feel pretty confident about the results.
We do. It's a large population-based study. So these are people from the population, none of whom had heart disease when we started, and we've been following them for almost 20 years now.
And so the problem is, in the past, most studies have been done in men specifically, not women, some men and women, but looking more at men than at women. Why was that?
Well, I think because men had more heart disease, and many of the risk factors that were identified for heart disease were done in men. But I think we're appreciating that the way heart disease develops, the specific types of heart disease that develop are really importantly different between men and women, and we've got to get a handle on that because it's high time that we stop treating men and women exactly the same with regard to their risk and the development of heart disease.
So you would look, for example, at differences in body chemistry, the test results that I get when I go in and get my blood drawn before my annual physical. Mine might mean something different from what my wife's numbers mean.
That's exactly right. What we did in the study is we measured a whole panel of 30 different proteins that circulate in the blood. Some of them are tests that you and your wife might get at a regular doctor's visit, and many of them are research tests that help us understand more about the biology. And the striking finding was just how different the protein levels were between men and women, all of these reflecting different facets of heart disease risk.
And men and women tend to develop problems in different parts of the body. What are those?
Well, men tend to develop myocardial infarction or heart attacks with plaques that rupture in the arteries of the heart, leading to damage to the heart muscle. Women do that as well, but they develop it a little bit later in life, typically a decade or more later. Interestingly, women are as likely or more likely than men to develop plaque buildup in the lower extremities, so, which is different considering what happens in the heart. And women are more likely to have strokes than men are.
So if a woman goes into her physician, what should she be expecting or demanding of her doctor as a result of the test? Hopefully the doctor has read your study and went, holy smokes, now I understand.
Well, I think the most important thing is to demand that the physicians recognize that heart disease is the #1 killer in women, and not to focus exclusively on breast cancer and other major important issues for women, but recognizing heart disease risk in women, how it might be different from men, and getting on top of it early in the context of women's busy lives is critically important. I guess the other piece of it is that our study would suggest that women who go to the hospital, for example, with symptoms that may reflect heart disease, we tend to use the same levels to define whether a test is normal or abnormal in men and women, and our study would suggest that some of these tests should probably have different normal ranges for men and women.
Okay, very good, very good. And we have a link with more information on the study that you've done on fox4news.com. Thanks very much, very important.
Thanks for having me.
We've got more to come here on Good Days.